Hi guys, welcome to Tube Tuesday. It's me with my Cocker Spaniel once again, and I'm wearing the winter cap, and that means yes, it's time for the August contest winner, which was make a video with your pet or your dog. And you know, she's, as Cocker Spaniels go, she's great. Look how great she is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that little dog. She's looking at the camera all like, what's going on here? It's too freaky. What's that little blue light for? But in the end, she's just going to have a cameo in this video because there's no way I'm going to be able to hold her up for the whole video with her bouncing around and wanting to get out of this position, especially since I had 27 entries, a record 27 entries for this contest. So let's just go right in because I'm amazed that everyone had these videos. And maybe this was a really easy idea for August because I guess a lot of people have pets or it's easy, but it's a great idea to make videos with pets. First of all, it mixes up the variety of what you have on your channel. So you bring in new people who may be interested in that particular breed of dog, cat, fish, bird, whatever animal you have. And second of all, something that you're passionate about. If it's an animal that you own, if it's your pet, or if you're not, if you go to the zoo or something, any kind of experience with animals. Animals are always really cool on YouTube because they act natural. They don't have to act. They're not scripted. And they put on a show, which is always interesting to people to watch, which is why a lot of the most watched videos on YouTube over time tend to be sometimes pet videos. So let's go through all 27 entries. I'm going to try to put links to all of them. I apologize if I don't get to it right away. I'm going to put up this video, quickly and then get to the winners. I'll link this stuff up in a couple days. It may not be right away where I get links to everybody's video, but everybody who did submit a video will get linked to in this video somehow. Let's start at the top. Let's go first with Tim Grant's Life. Who's Raymond Lestrange's other YouTube channel, where he basically has more live blogging, and he had made 4 videos of each of his 4 cats, going into each one, like what they are, how they got into the family, how they got their name, a cool little story on each of the 4 cats in 4 individual short, brief videos. Well done. I mean, it's a great thing to do. You can give the story about how you got your pet, and it's always a good story for people that have similar pets to have to share stuff. We have Mr. GrayTube next, and he does not have pets, so he took a slideshow of pictures and a little bit of live action from pets and turned it into a slideshow. LionDen13 came in with Motley, which is a parrot, and it was the only parrot. There was a cockatiel later on, but it was the only parrot submission, and basically he would play with like a little squeezy, it looked like a Beanie Baby, but it made sound, so I know it's not a Beanie Baby, a frog type thing, and the parrot would squeeze it and play with it and drop it, and then he would pick it back up, give it to Motley, and then the parrot would play with it again. Then we had Elegante with a dachshund, going around the house, chasing a ball, and then looking out the porch, all like dogs are, just surveying the what's going on out there. Puppy Sue, I think, was the dachshund's name, if I'm remembering this right. And I'm probably not because there's 27 videos that I went through. Then we have NWI Prepper 19113. And he had Maggie May, which is a lab, a black lab. And the dog was really quiet until he picked up a wood stick, like a tree stick. And that's when the dog would bark. So I guess the dog would bark at bark. No, not a good joke. But very cool. A very, very beautiful black lab. Then we get to John 762X39 with one of the more ingenious pet videos. He actually had a dog chasing, and I don't know the breed of the dog, I'm sorry, would go around, there was a woman in a chair, like one of those like chairs like this, just like a chair that would, can pivot around, and the dog would actually chase a feather duster, and the dog is so powerful chasing the feather duster around, like I guess a greyhound would race like one of those little, rabbits, fake rabbits on greyhound tracks. Courses, that the chair would actually be spinning around, and then that she would switch directions, and the dog would have the chair spinning the other way. So it's a way to use a pet to create your own ride. The pet did seem to enjoy it, so it's perfectly fine. Then we have Mailroom Elf with one of the more unique pets, a baby quail. I didn't know people kept quails as pets, but sure enough, she has a little cage, a little quail. It's 10 days old when she filmed the video, and she explains how. In the description below, she explains how you can get a quail and cheaper ways to get like incubators and create your own situation so you can actually hatch your own quail eggs and have little baby quails. Then we have Tessiava, who had a pair of African claw frogs and made a real funny video, well edited, as most of her videos are. Basically, the 2 frogs were in there going around scavenging for food in a fish tank. She had a funny little song playing around there. and just great videos of up close to the frogs at different angles. A lot of stuff in there. It's not just like me going cheap, like play record, and then she put a lot of effort into it. Great video again, Tessiava. Then we have a Weather Life with a cockatiel, and the cockatiel is actually, this is like, I think a 7-8 second video, is in a box of cereal, and the cereal is called Shreddies, and I think that's foreshadowing or symbolism or something, because it seems like the cockatiel has shredded up the cereal box to get to the cereal in there. When he puts the camera up close, the cockatiel just bolts at the camera. So a little 8-second scare, I guess. Then we get to 13 Prevail, who has in Gannets went out there in Newfoundland, and had gannets, which are these big birds like seagulls, diving into water to get fish. So basically, they take a swan dive, and go in there, so they're in there and not be on the surface. They can get in a little bit, and more often than not, come up with fish for supper. So it's amazing. He does a lot of inside and back shots. Great. Of all the videos, probably the closest you have to like a wildlife thing. Most people pick their pets. This one actually, as far as 13 Prevail, went out there and had a really great video of nature at its finest, which is these birds, going fishing. Then we had Joanna Lopez with a tortoise, and the tortoise, if I read the video description properly, eating lettuce for the first time. So the tortoise is a little apprehensive, but then eventually goes in and then goes for the leafy lettuce. A cool guy with internet. John had a video of a Chihuahua with a real long tongue. So they're all just with people just laughing at the Chihuahua that has a really long tongue. Small dog, big tongue. Then we have Gary 20O. With a video of 5 raccoons that he just caught on a cam. I think it says front door. There's my dog with another cameo here. Basically, scavenging in front of the house that was caught on a webcam, these 5 raccoons. Then we have Cheyenne Taylor with taking a video of Domino, which is a dog that had on these little paw mitts, which are little winter socks for dogs, especially in the north where they can get cold, and small little dogs with tender feet. To put that out there so they can actually go outside and walk on the snow and in the cold. But Domino doesn't seem to like it. Just basically runs off and starts, taking off the little paw mints. Why am I saying paw prints? Then we had Bad Sim Bad with a dog. Dog active. Sometimes the problem when I go through 27 videos is I don't understand my own writing. But Bad Sim Bad had a great video with a dog. I just can't remember what I'm trying to write here. Active something. I'm sorry. But of course, in stopping here, there'll be longer time for the Bad Sim Bad video clip, so you can actually check it out yourself to see what I had overlooked in this thing. Then we get to Pits and Mounds, who has an Airedale Terrier, and took the dog out to Huntington Beach State Park. Out there playing on the water, and some pictures, pictures in the water and then pictures in the park. So a combination of live action and snapshots of this. If you've seen those terriers, they're like really, it's not a normal looking dog. It's a beautiful dog. If you've ever seen these terriers. Then we get to Jay Taylor, Mr. J.D. Taylor, who has basically a funny video with his 3 dogs, and they're all 3 breeds, which is great. I've had so many breeds submitted. It's so awesome of dogs and cats. Basically goes out to his backyard and tries to make his big backyard, a little corner of it, make it the dump zone for the 3 dogs, because basically they're pooping all over the yard. So every time he goes out there, he would step on something. So he tries to create a situation. So he has a little, comical laugh effects, and the dogs go about, their business, because obviously, what are they going to be paying attention to? They still don't speak, our language, I think. So that's his video. Then we had Raymond Lestrange from the Tim Grant's Life. This is his other channel. Had a video from 1.5 years ago where he actually took one of the cats who was actually bouncing the ball off a wall, and the cat would actually be making like weird sounds as the ball would come off, and then the cat eventually got. No, I didn't get any bat submissions this time. That's odd. The cat eventually just freaked out and goes under, I think it was a bed or something, to just watch it at a distance, the ball bouncing. Then we have Ryan Stevens with a Shih Tzu on a table, and this dog, we don't know how the dog got on the table, and Ryan Stevens obviously doesn't know himself. He's asking this tiny little dog on top of this tall table, even though you would think maybe it got on top of a chair because there's some chairs around it, maybe got on the chair on top of that. But just, a funny Shih Tzu, I guess, getting on top of a table and probably realizing that it's easier to get up than it is to get down. Then we have Chad Show, who has a video of a Pomeranian out in Hawaii, and it's for the dog's in a video shoot, and so the dog has like cool little pink glasses and wearing like a pink shirt or a bandana or something pinkish on the back. I think it's a shirt. And then we have New Mocha Fennell with a dog and cat video. Now we have plenty of dog videos, we had a few cat videos, but this was the one video that got dogs and cats in the same video, and the two pets are basically playing with each other on a sofa. And if anyone who knows dogs and cats, in theory they don't get along well, but when you raise them in the same house, they do tend to have this adversarial, friendly relationship with they get to know each other. In this case, they're just playing around, playing rough with one another, but not harmful, not in any dangerous way, just engaging one another. A great video. We also have Dino Mac with another raccoon video. This time it was a raccoon actually at night going by an empty pool, and then goes onto the shallowest end of the pool and then just kind of claws its way down, to the bottom, I guess hoping that there'd be something down there. I'm not sure how it got out because I didn't really see steps, but at least that's how the story started. Then we have Chris Minka, who's basically playing with Cat playing with the sleeves, and that's how that went. And I only had room for one winner, and the winner this time is going to be Raymond Lestrange for his Tim Grant's Life. So it's Tim Grant's Life as a channel for all 4 of the videos. The cat videos are great. They did exactly what they had to do. So congratulations, Tim. Congratulations, Raymond. You win the $50 this month. And now my dog's alerting me to something else, so I will see you next week.